Welcome, Stache, to another episode of Stache Sports. Today, at 12 p.m., opened the legal tampering window for the NFL teams to start talking to upcoming free agents before the NFL season begins on Wednesday. So some teams can sign players, and players can start signing other players' places, even though it doesn't become official until Wednesday, when the league year opens again. And some trades happen today, too. Since we're mostly a Pictures podcast, we're going to talk about Pittsburgh sports first, and we'll get into the rest of the signings later. Today, the Indianapolis Colts signed Alex Pierce to a record-breaking deal worth $116 million, I think. So that means they, even though they still have Michael Pittman, they kept one of the receivers. But with all that money, they had to get rid of one of the receivers, so Michael Pittman Jr. So that means they probably had to try to get rid of somebody since they signed Alex Pierce so much for salary cap reasons, and Michael Pittman Jr. was a casualty for that. But it's good. The Steelers swapped late round picks for Michael Pittman Jr., which is really good. Michael Pittman Jr. is a real good receiver and had a real good year last year for the Colts, in my opinion. And that's what the Steelers needed, another tall receiver, because Calvin Austin's really short, and I don't think he was that good of a receiver. And now we have a solid number 2 behind DK Metcalf if we keep DK Metcalf and don't trade him. But who knows what we're going to do. But now we have 2 good receivers, whoever the quarterback is, if that's Aaron Rodgers or whoever it is. But that's nice that we've got Will Howard or whoever it is, but at least we got a new receiver. And we didn't even give that much. But then they re-signed a new 3-year, $59 million deal, which makes his cap hit a lot less because his cap hit has 24, and now it'll be $20 million, I think, from the deal. But that's good. They re-signed him, and he's only 28 years old, he'll be 29 years old in October, I think. So that's nice. Because we did need number 2. Michael Pittman Jr. is one of the better receivers last year, in my opinion. For anything that cool. You know, Alex Pierce is good too. But Michael Pittman was good. So it's nice to have Michael Pittman and finally starting to get receivers, whoever the quarterback is. Because Calvin Austin's really short. And then it will help on getting, and this will help DK Metcalf if DK Metcalf stays. Because now we have 2 good receivers. So now we have 2 people that the defense, the other defenses are going to need to protect we have 2 good receivers that are going to be covered up now. So, because last year everybody knew that DK Metcalf was our best receiver, so they always send their best cornerbacks, their best safeties on them and cover them up. Now they have 2 receivers to worry about, so that's good. I still think they need to draft a receiver at 21 or in the first round or later round in the draft and get a number 3, because I don't think how Roman Olsen's that. But that would be good if we can get a number 3 and have 3 good receivers from last year. Our offense is looking a lot better. But what sucks today is we lost Kenneth Gainwell to the Buccaneers. Kenneth Gainwell was our team MVP last year. I really wish they would have re-signed Kenneth Gainwell. I mean, it might be interesting to see what Caleb Johnson can do if they don't sign anybody else, a running back, or see what they do in the trade that's coming up in a couple months in Pittsburgh. But I really miss Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell was our team MVP last year and really turned around after having a 1-year deal. I mean, it worked out. He got his money, but I just wish it was the Steelers, not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I don't mind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I really do like Kenneth Gainwell, and I think he would have fit in well with whoever the quarterback is this year if he would have stayed, but oh well. Because it's the name of the game sometime. But Kenneth Gainwell, congratulations to the Buccaneers. You got what you wanted. You got your money. But I wanted him to stay with the Steelers. But we'll see. But we also signed Jamal Dean. Jamal Dean was one of the best quarterbacks last year, graded by PFF, Pro Football Focus, I think is what it stands for. And we also have Joey Porter Jr. So now we have the 2 best corner. We have 2 really good corner, 2 top elite corners now, and Joey Porter Jr. and Jamal Dean, and we re-signed Samuel Jr. today to a 1-year deal. So we have 3 cornerbacks. So that means that Jalen Ramsey will probably stay at safety, which he was last year, due to the injury and scarce safeties back there, because we lost Deshaun Elliott last year. I'm pretty sure it's the first name. But we lost Deshaun Elliott last year to injury, but he'll be coming back this year, so that's good. And we have Ramsey back there too. But I really like Jamal Dean. He was really good for the Buccaneers. He's one of the best quarterbacks, and only let up like 1 touchdown last year and was lockdown corner. So that's good to have 2 lockdown corners going up against the Ravens receivers, the Bengals receivers, and I guess you can say the Browns receivers. But we all know the Browns always love to live in the basement. But that's nice to have somebody try to go up against Jamar Chase and them and have two good cornerbacks to go against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, Rashad Bateman, and Ravens receivers. So I think that's a good hire for the Steelers. I think that's a good hire for the Steelers. To sign for the Steelers. But it's not official until Wednesday, like I said. But Jamal Dean and Michael Pittman Jr. But I'm really glad I got Michael Pittman Jr. Michael Pittman Jr. is really tall. Something the Steelers needed. It's nice to see Michael Pittman Jr. come to the Steelers. It's a lot nicer having another receiver that's tall in our backfield. A 6'4" receiver. It's nice to see we have a 6'4" receiver now. I mean, Calvin Austin was good, but Calvin Austin was short. Nice to have a 6'4" receiver and another 6'4" receiver in DK Metcalf, the opposite side, to have a taller target for Rodgers to throw to. And Michael Pittman Jr. is definitely an upgrade over Calvin Austin. I mean, Calvin Austin was a good receiver, but there's a reason they didn't re-sign him and traded for him. So Michael Pittman Jr., congratulations on getting a new 3-year contract to the Steelers. I can't wait to see what you do for the Steelers. I'm so glad that they got him. I hope they keep DK Metcalf now and don't get rid of him and get another receiver. And we have a stacked staff. We got Washington, Frymouth, Pittman, DK Metcalf, and then hopefully we draft a receiver in next year's draft if we don't sign anybody else. But it's going to be a wild year right now. Wild free agency. We'll see what else the Steelers do. They need some help on the defense line and other places, but we'll see what they do. But getting Jamal Dean, that's good for the Steelers. And getting Michael Pittman Jr., that's also good for the Steelers. And they signed him with a $59 million contract because Michael Pittman would have been a free agent next year if they didn't re-sign him. So they gave him a new contract to play. So he's all happy. So there won't be any upset in the locker room trying to get a contract. So they got that done. So that's nice. So that's nice they got him. And Jamal Dean was one of the good cornerbacks for the Buccaneers. I know he has injury problems, but he's going to be good for the Steelers. That's what they needed too, a number 2 cornerback behind Joey Porter Jr., which they got. Now we've got Joey Porter Jr. Joey Porter Jr. was one of the higher-ranked cornerbacks too by PFF, Pro Football Focus, last year. So that's good that they got him. Now we've got 2 good cornerbacks, and we'll get Deshaun Elliott back and got Jalen Ramsey in the safety. Maybe we get another safety, another defensive player, so we'll see what they keep doing. But right now, I think they got 2 good additions today. We'll see what else they do. Also, Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP from last year, signed with the Chiefs. I don't know if that's good. It might help the Chiefs get better because the Chiefs also have a number 9 pick this year in the draft and also have another pick. So the Chiefs might be back. And Kenneth Walker was a pretty good running back for the Chiefs. So we'll see what happens with that. And also the Steelers lost another cornerback, James Pierre. He was a good cornerback for the Steelers, but we got Jamal Dean that's a lot better than him. But Pierce went to the Vikings, it looks like. I mean, he was good too, but I really wanted him to keep Kenneth Gainwell, but oh well. But I want him to keep Kenneth Gainwell, but that's not going to happen. So congratulations to Kenneth Gainwell and the Buccaneers on signing. Also, the Dolphins released Tua Tagovailoa today, and he re-signed with the Falcons on a 1-year deal on league minimum because now the Miami Dolphins have a $99 million cap hit because they re-signed him last year, which I don't know was a smart decision. But we'll see. They also got Malik Willis. A lot of people were talking about the Steelers needing a quarterback, but Malik Willis was one of the top quarterbacks out there because he had 3 good games for the Packers this year and looked like he might be better. But that's taking a real good gamble on him, hoping he's good. And $76 million, I think, or $67 million for 45 guaranteed, or 43, whatever it was. You could look at the math numbers online, but whatever it was, that's a lot of money. And I don't know if even though Aaron Rodgers is 40, he's a lot younger, we could try it with him. And if he doesn't work out, maybe go with Will Howard if it would have got Malik Willis. But that's just a lot of money to be tied to a quarterback for that many years. Because if you have that much quarterback on your money, if you have that quarterback, it's going to be kind of hard to be like, oh, sorry, we want to go with Will Howard. That's a 6th-round pick. that's making less money than you. But I don't know. I mean, I also think it's in the cards too that Malik Willis is going to go to the Miami Dolphins because the Miami Dolphins have one of their managers and also hired a defensive coordinator for the Packers. So I think that was a guarantee for them. But we'll see. Okay, we'll see what happens, and we'll see what else players go. I'm just glad we got another receiver, and hope we can get another one. The center for the Baltimore Ravens went to the Las Vegas Raiders. That's going to be tough to replace the center and offensive lineman. Isaiah Likely went to be paired with his old coach, John Harbaugh, in the New York Giants. That's good. Isaiah Likely was one of the better tight ends last year behind Mark Andrews, so that's good for the Giants. And also, Baltimore punter is joining the Giants too, so he's getting a couple of his old players back. Mike Evans, who used to play for the Buccaneers, is going to be playing for the 49ers. That might be a good hire, but Mike Evans is also older, coming off an injury, so we'll see. I mean, Mike Evans, but the Buccaneers also had Chris Godwin and Abuka last year, so they could also sign somebody else. But Mike Evans was one of the long-time Bucs, so it's sad seeing him go if you're a Buccaneers fan. But we'll see. They got Kenneth Gainwell, like I said, which I think is a good hire. That's going to be good behind the running back duo in Tampa Bay, so we'll see what happens to that. Travis Etienne for the Jaguars, who had a good year last year, is going back home. He's from Louisiana, and he's going to be going to the Saints on a 1-year deal. We'll see what he does to the Saints, or 3-year deal, excuse me. Worth up to $60 million and $42 million guaranteed. So we'll see what Travis Etienne can do. But this will be the first time that Travis Etienne since college has not had Trevor Lawrence be his quarterback. He's going to be on a different team than Trevor Lawrence. That's wild. But we'll see what happens. I mean, the Jaguars might need to get another running back. They got Tootin, but they might need to sign somebody else to draft somebody in the draft. But we'll see what they do with running back. But we'll see what they do with running back. Tua to the Falcons on a 1-year deal for the vet minimum because the Dolphins are paying so much money for that contract. I mean, Tua might have been better too, but Tua had a lot of injury problems, so I don't know if I would want him on a vet minimum. Maybe try Kyler Murray. I mean, Kyler Murray, but he also has problems, so we'll see what they do and how they do. But what does that mean for the Dolphins? But Tua's going to the... What does that mean for Michael Penix Jr.? Does that mean Michael Penix Jr.'s career is done with the Falcons? Because he is a rookie quarterback, and they're going to have a competition between him and Tua now. I mean, they're not paying Tua that much money for crying out loud. They're paying a vet minimum, which is like peanuts for NFL players these days. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens to that now. To the guy at Tua. And they also had a quarterback last year they drafted in the top a couple years ago, but they drafted number 8. But Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs, that's a wild one. I mean, that gets him a good running back. Kenneth Walker was a team MVP last year, so we'll see what he does to them. The Titans have agreed to cornerback Cordell Fort. That's good. And they also got Wendell Moore, a receiver from the Giants for the Tennessee Titans. So we'll see what else happens. And Brandon Cook, the Chiefs safety, is going to sign to the Bengals, so we'll have to deal with them now. But they beef up a secondary, Cook. So we'll see if that, like I said, Cook. J.K. Dobbins is going to stay in Denver. Mitchell Trubisky is going to sign to the Tennessee Titans, and Gardner Minshew is going to sign to the Cardinals. There's the 2 backup quarterbacks that are moving to different teams this year, and we'll see if they have any time to start with him. The Dolphins got Larry Brown, it looks like, to help the offensive line. But it's going to be Case Keenum is signing for the Chicago Bears as a backup quarterback. That might be good behind him. But we'll see. I think Mike Evans is a good hire by the Buccaneers. But I really do like Michael Pittman Jr., like I said. Michael Pittman Jr. is going to be a real difference maker for the Steelers in their offense. It sucks to see Kenneth Gainwell go, but we'll see what else will happen. There's been a lot of other free agent big moves today, too. Like quarterback, too. And then center for the Ravens. That was a big one. So the Commanders are bringing back Miller. Jeez. Oh. But we'll see. The Bills released quarterback Jackson and Rapp and wide receiver Chris Samuel today. But Samuel is probably gonna be out anyway since they're gonna be getting DJ Moore here in a couple of days when the new league year starts. The Bills to sign cornerback Alfred to a free deal. That might be good. They need more cornerback help, and that helps them in the defense secondary. Also, Travis Kelce's coming back to the Kansas City Chiefs on another year. We'll see how good he does. I think Travis Kelce might be near the end of his career, but we'll see. We'll see how good he is. But with the additions we'll see how good he is. It's going to be interesting to see whatever players get dealt. But those are the big names right now. Travis Kelce is going to them. Still Trey Hendrickson. I haven't seen anything about Trey Hendrickson signing. He's another big name. There's also other big names that haven't signed yet, but right now it's legal tampering where they can talk to players and have them sign. I'm really excited about Jamal Dean coming to the Steelers. It's going to be interesting to see how Mike Evans is with the 49ers. That might be good. Another weapon for Brock Purdy to help with the weapon to have with the Ravens. To have with the 49ers. Excuse me. Commanders land Odafe Oweh on a 4-year, $100 million contract. He's a Chicago defensive end. That helps them. That helps their defense. Much needed player. So that's good for them. But we'll see. A lot of these free agent signings are going to be different. It's going to be interesting to see where Kyler Murray goes and to see where Trey Hendrickson goes. And that'll be more. And Mike Evans. But he's now with the Buccaneers. He's now with the Tampa Bay or the 49ers. He's going from one bay to another bay. But that's nice to see. That's nice to see him go away. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what else players do. And there's been other trades this morning too. But the Steelers, there's been other trades this morning. For the Cowboys, got a defensive player from the Packers for a late round pick. They haven't really said what kind of late round swap picks I think the Steelers got. But I think that's good to get another receiver. That's just something they needed. They need more than one receiver, no matter who the quarterback is next year for the Steelers. But we'll see. I don't know what happens, but we'll see what happens. Yesterday, the Pittsburgh Penguins came back from a 3-0 deficit without just two superstar players, Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby. Because Evgeny Malkin, like I said, is out for being a dum-dum and slashing a player and being too aggressive and getting a 5-game penalty. Or 5-game suspension. But he's already served 2 games, so he can come back after the rest of the 3 games. Maybe we might get Sidney Crosby back, but that's good that the Penguins won yesterday and won in overtime. When overtime has been our kryptonite this year and been really hard to win in overtime. But they came back from a 3-0 deficit to win. What a game it was last night to watch. But the Penguins won. First time I think I read an article, but the first time they did that since 2001 about having Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin in the lineup by coming back from a 3-point deficit. So that's good. But that means Coach Dan Muse is really turning his program around and really making him look good. I really like Dan Muse, and I really think he's doing good. Also, the Boston Celtics looked really good yesterday against the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are one of the top teams, but the Boston Celtics are looking super good against them and looking good. I still can't believe that Jason Tatum is back already. That's just wow to me that Jason Tatum is back for the Boston Celtics already, after tearing his Achilles a couple months ago. But we'll see what happens to that. James Conner reworked his deal to stay with the or today. But we'll see. I mean, also but we'll see. I mean, whoever quarterback is going to have a tough division now, but Max Crosby got traded to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks. I think it might be a little overpriced for 2 first-round picks, but we'll see what happens with that. Here's my tonight NBA picks, real quick, since we've been talking mostly about football. I got the Cavaliers over the Sixers. I got the Memphis Grizzlies over the Nets. I got the Thunder over the Nuggets. I got the Warriors over the Jazz and the Knicks over the Clippers. I got the Blackhawks over the Mammoth. I got the Blue Jackets over the Kings. I got the Rangers over the Phillies, the Flames over the Capitals, and the Senators over the Canucks. Those are my NHL picks. But tonight I'll be watching the United States baseball game when Paul Skeens goes up against Mexico. Paul Skeens is going to pitch his first night for the United States. Let's do us proud and show the Mexico people who the best pitcher in all America is, and Paul Skeens. But we'll see what they do tonight. I mean, Mexico's coming off a big win yesterday against Brazil, 15-0. They said it's a walk-off because they got the Mercer rule, but we'll see what happens. There's going to be a lot better competition tonight, and Mexico's going to be a good competition, but we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how many innings they let Paul Skeens pitch, because so far the manager has not been letting his stars go long, which is good, because we're only in spring training, and I don't know if I really want Paul Skeens pitching that much tonight, because I really do think that the Pirates have a good season, have a good year this year, have a good team this year to maybe even make it. I think the Pirates have a good team this year, even to make it a long run in September and maybe even an October year and go into the playoffs and having a Bucktober year, October. So you want the best pitcher to be able to have an arm long for that. So it depends on how long he's going to pitch tonight. It also depends on how well he pitches too. Be interesting to see, but I'll be watching with my Paul Skeens jersey on, rooting for the United States and hoping they win. The United States has been doing really good, but now they're playing Mexico, that has a lot more, and it has a lot more superstars, has more talent on their team than the other teams they've been playing against, what to say. But whatever teams they've been playing against. They got a quarterback now, but we'll see. It's going to be tougher now, but they're playing against Mexico because Mexico has more superstars and have more like MLB players or more baseball players and are more well known for baseball, I guess. But we'll see what happens. They've been on a streak too, so it might be a better game tonight. But the United States needs to get off to a strong start tonight. We'll see if Kyle Schwarber can never have another Schwarber tonight, or we'll see. I mean, we do have a lot of good hitters. Maybe Bryce Harper or Aaron Judge might bank one in. But I can't wait to see what our star pitcher does tonight in Paul Skeens. I'm really excited to see what Paul Skeens does and see how many innings Paul Skeens gets. But we'll see. We'll see what happens to Paul. Paul Skeens, he's our man. We love you, Paul. But we'll see what happens to Paul Skeens. It's going to be interesting to see how many innings, like I said, he gets. Because the manager hasn't been having him go that far in the last 2 games, I don't think. Because Tyler Screwball, I think, only won a couple innings the last time he played for the United States. I mean, I don't want them to work their arms out too much, but we'll see. But now we're starting to play the tougher games, even though we're in group stage. Hopefully they can win and move on to the next one, because then that's when they start getting tougher, when they start playing the teams like Colombia, Puerto Rico, or Colombia, Japan, and all these other teams that have these superstar players like Shohei Ohtani for Japan and other players like that. So we'll see. I can't wait to see one more wild NFL trades come around. I can't wait to see one more NFL trades come around and what happens. It's been a wild day for the NFL. A lot of big moves. And we'll get more into those big moves tomorrow. And along the week when they become more official on Wednesday when the league year begins. But like I said, Michael Pittman Jr. is a good move for the Steelers. There's been other good moves too. Like the Giants got a new tight end who was pretty good in Baltimore. He's going back to reunite with his old coach. Travis Etienne's going to the Saints. Kenneth Walker is going to the Chiefs. That's wild. Now they got a running back, and they got Rice, and they got Mahomes. That's one of the good quarterbacks. So we'll see. Maybe the Chiefs might be back this year. Last year they were pretty bad, so they might be back this year, and they have a number 9 pick. So we'll see what they do there and what direction they go in. But we'll see what happens. Whatever players to move around. It's been wild. Can't wait to see where Trey Hendrickson ends up. If he hasn't ended up anywhere yet before this video airs. But can't wait to see where Trey Hendrickson ends up. And whatever players the Steelers get, we need some offensive line. Maybe there might be other people they can get. And they need some defensive help. But Michael Pittman Jr. was pretty good last year. Michael Pittman Jr.'s stats last year. But Michael Pittman Jr. 6'4", so that's a lot bigger than Calvin Austin. And Calvin Austin was good, but I think Michael Pittman Jr. is going to be better for the Steelers. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, the Steelers are making moves, so that's good. I'm really glad they got a number 2 receiver because that's what they needed. And a number 2 cornerback, which they needed also. I really wish they would have signed I really wish they would have signed Kenneth Walker. I mean, not Kenneth Walker. I wish they would have re-signed their running back. They let go to the Buccaneers, Kenneth Gainwell, because he was one of our team MVPs and had a lot of rushing yards last year and was the leading receiver, was one of our leading receivers. But now that we have Pittman, we shouldn't have a running back be a leading receiver, but it would have helped. I mean, I know we could draft Caleb Johnson in the second round, and they might want to see what they can get from Caleb Johnson. And I know people are going to say, oh, that fumble that he had, but that's fumble. Everybody fumbles, so we'll see. And Jalen Warren's number 1. Maybe they can get signed someone like Rico Dabble for number 2, or trap somebody, but we'll see. I know running backs are a dime a dozen, but I really liked him, and I really think he would have made an impact on our team. But congratulations to him going to the Buccaneers. But we'll see. But we'll see. Michael Pittman Jr. in 17 games last year had 80 passes, catch 80 passes for 784 yards and had 7 touchdowns. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, but we'll see. We'll see what Calvin Austin's stats were. Calvin Austin was our number 2 receiver last year. Calvin Austin had 31 receptions for 370 yards and 3 touchdowns. Calvin Austin had 3 touchdowns and 372. So the stats I read before that, let's go back so you can hear it again. 784 receiving yards, Robert Snyder. It's a lot better. With 7 touchdowns, it's a lot better than 3 touchdowns. So I think the Steelers won. And they only gave him a late round pick. I know sometimes in late rounds he might get steals in late rounds, but they swapped late round picks. So they still have a late round pick, and they didn't give up much for him. I know they were talking about maybe getting Brian Thomas Jr., but maybe the Jaguars, if they're really, really moving on, and it's not just smokescreen or people just yapping, it might have been a lot higher price to get him. 2 late round picks is not bad to prove a number 2 receiver that the Steelers needed. A 6'4" receiver, a lot bigger than Calvin Austin too. Calvin Austin is a shorter receiver. That's my watch. It's a short receiver. But we'll see. I mean, Calvin Austin was good, but I really do like this hire. And Jamal Dean was one of the top-rated cornerbacks by PFF, so we'll see what else the Steelers do. And I'll be more than happy to talk more about other free agents. I think Travis Etienne for the Saints is going to be a good addition behind, if they still keep the running back there. That's 2 good running backs. But we'll see. Calvin Austin's 5'9", so 6'4" is a lot bigger. So now whoever the quarterback is has 2 big receivers if they don't trade away one of them, but they have 2 good receivers now. And Pittman and DK Metcalf. And a lot of people were talking about how DK Metcalf dropped the ball a lot last year. I know he allowed a lot of drops, but now he won't be double coverage, so he might be able to do a lot better now. But he won't be double coverage by everybody trying to cover him. If I have two good receivers, it might open up half our arm movement Darnell Washington more. Can't wait to see what the Steelers' offense is. And yes, I know my friend Robbie said we have no quarterback, but I still think Aaron Rodgers is going to sign or maybe give Will Howard a shot. But no matter who the quarterback is, the Steelers are doing the right thing, in my opinion, by getting them receivers. So that's the right thing. But this is Stache Sports signing off. We'll talk more about the NFL free agency stuff tomorrow and this whole week because that's what's leading the storylines right now. We'll talk more about other sports tomorrow and recap the United States. Hopefully Paul Schemes has a good night tonight for however many innings he pitches for the United States of America, but we'll see. But thank you for watching my videos. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. This is Stache Sports signing off.